My name is Chris, and today I have viewer mail and a bit of Mofi litigation. Welcome to the Vinyl Attack. This video is sponsored by Dearborn Music, and I'm happy to say that I brokered a brand new deal with them, a contract, if you will, that is going to benefit you, and me, of course, with the help of this show. But here's the thing. When you have a sponsor, usually the customers, you, the viewers, want a deal. Well, Dearborn Music has been offering deals, 15% off of your purchases with free shipping over $50, and now that's going to happen every single time. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that Dearborn Music is my favorite large record store, and for good reason. They have everything you want in stock and ready to go, along with those hard-to-find releases that you can't find other places. They also have used records coming in every single week, seemingly by the truckload, so there's always something for you to find. So take advantage of 15% off and free shipping over $50 when you use the code VINYLATTACK, all one word. Now, don't be that guy or girl and try to use this in combination with other discounts. It doesn't work, so knock it off. But you only have until July 30th, then this deal disappears again until September. So go to dearbornmusic.net, use the code VINYLATTACK, all one word, and you can get 15% off of your records along with free shipping over $50. Thank you to Dearborn Music for making this possible. Recently, I received a bit of viewer mail, and I didn't know that it was viewer mail until I opened it up because I thought that perhaps I had ordered a record and simply forgot about it. But then I realized, why was it at my P.O. box? I never send things to my own P.O. box. So I don't know who sent this because there was no return address, there was no name, and there was no note. So whoever sent this to me, thank you, because you clearly know that I'm a huge Swamp Thing fan. You probably saw the video where I was wearing my Swamp Thing t-shirt. Maybe you just guessed, I don't know. But I clearly took it out. I cut the cellophane. I did not open the record as far as taking it out or removing anything. But they also came with some goodies. This is from Terror Vision Records, which I wasn't familiar with. Apparently, they're kind of akin to Waxwork, and they do a lot of soundtracks that are in the sci-fi and horror genre. This is from the classic Return of the Swamp Thing from the 80s with Heather Locklear and Dick Durock playing Swamp Thing at the time. And I haven't heard any of these tracks. I don't know how good this is going to be, but it doesn't matter because it's Swamp Thing. So I'm excited to have this. The only downside for me, not the gift, but I kind of wish the artwork they used for the cover would have been a little more upper echelon. Maybe it's hard to license work from Bernie Wrightson, God rest his soul, who was the original artist and the quintessential artist when it came to Swamp Thing, or even Steve Bissette or Kelly Jones would have been fantastic choices, but this is a little kitschy. Maybe that's what they were going for. I'm not mad at it. I just kind of wish that on this 12 by 12 display, it would have been some awesome Bernie Wrightson classic comic art that they could have used for this album. But inside, as I was getting to, there were different goodies. So I have a Pixie Stick, which I haven't seen in I don't know how long, and it's good until June of 2024, so it's not spoiled or stale, which it's just sugar, so how could it be? Also, they sent me, thank you for your purchase and supporting our independent label. It tells you who it was packed by. That's kind of a nice touch. A fortune teller fish. Now, apparently, you take the fish, you place it in the palm of your hand, and its movement will indicate what sort of, I don't know, your fortune, but it tells you what your mood is. So we're going to try that right now because I have never tried this before. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the palm of my hand, and it's clearly curling up really quick. And if it curls like this, apparently, curling sides, would you call that curling sides? Apparently, I'm fickle. Now, that's not a surprise to me, and the fish is probably accurate. If the head and tail moves, it means I'm in love. That's not the case. It's flopping around quite a bit. Oh, curls up entirely. Passionate. I would say fickle and passionate are probably very accurate. So if you want a fortune teller fish, you can just order a record from Terror Vision. They also have creep coins. So you apparently earn 1 coin per record. Here are some of their other releases. Freddy's Nightmares, Neon Maniacs, The Guyver, which is a classic anime that they made, I think, live action. I think it started off as manga's the book, anime is the cartoons, right? I'm a little rusty on my nerd speak. But anyway, you get a coin, you save up coins, you get free stuff, and there's some actually pretty cool prizes you can get or purchases you can make. I don't know if that's going to happen for me because I don't know how many of these I'm going to buy, but it's interesting all the same, and I thought I would pass it along. And this really cool bumper sticker. I'm excited about this. Again, if this were a Bernie Wrightson or a Kelly Jones, I would be over the moon. I wouldn't put it on my truck because, you know, I'm, as the fish says, I'm a bit fickle. But I am passionate about stickers. I mean, I have a whole bunch. I have some Vinyl Attack stickers that are available right now. But I thought the extras that TerraVision included, the price of this record, I looked it up because I was curious. Very affordable. Very affordable. And they throw in all this extra stuff. But let's open this up and see what we get inside. I keep the hype stickers, so I just trim the sides. Let's pull this out, see what we get. And it is a gatefold, but I think it's a single LP. Yeah, this is just giant. Okay, yeah, see, for me, being a fickle professional artist, what it is I don't care for the art style. It's not that it's necessarily poorly done because of the spotting of the blacks and the rendering. It's just not my taste. But let's take a look at the record. And we have, they use kind of a halftone filter over this. So the LP record you're currently holding in your hands really should have come out 30 years ago. So, all right, so this is going to be about, so Chuck Serino did the composition, and they kind of did a comic book style introduction of what the album is about. Heather Locklear, man, she was a vision, wasn't she, back in the day? I mean, she's still quite fetching as it is, but so we've got this and illustrations by Chris Escobar. Well, I'm just not a fan, but let's take a look at the record and see what we get. It looks like it's camouflaged or swampy looking. I'm going to try to pull this out carefully because I'll keep this, but this is not going to go back in there. That's pretty cool. Let me move this aside so you can probably get a better view of this. That's really neat looking. It has kind of a, looks like eyes. They look like little eyes. I don't think that's quite what they're going for. I don't know. It's like this mossy green. It's definitely got a bit of a bow to it. Oh yeah, it's got a twist to it, which is fine because I'm going to throw that in my record pie and flatten that right out. I'm so glad I have that thing. But side A, side B, and it just looks super cool. And here's an actual photo of Dick Durock. Now, he was the Swamp Thing for the longest time until the TV series in 2019 that DC put out. One of the only good things that DC Studios maybe ever put out, well, at least in recent memory, which Derek Mears was the Swamp Thing. I actually worked with him at Comic-Con. He was a super nice guy, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. But they ran that for one season and one season only, which was a huge mistake in my opinion because it was the best thing they'd done. Let's not get into that. But also, I have in my hands a letter that was sent to me by Tuttle v. Audiophile Music Direct. So this is it's not a summons because I don't have to go to court, but this is the class action settlement notice that I received. I also received an email. I don't know how these people got a hold of me. I don't know how they found me, but there were a few things in this that I wanted to read to you because you may not have one of these. And if you were involved in the Mofi lie, you might want to get one. So let me briefly explain for those of you who have been out of the planet for the last little while what happened. Mofi have been claiming for a long time that their one-steps were all analog, and we found out that they were using a DSD step in the mastering process. This caused a huge uproar, as it should, because it was deceitful and it was false marketing. People lost their minds, and I can't say I blame them. I made a video about it, and I was pretty pissed too. This is, I never thought that I would see a class action lawsuit, but Stephen J. Tuttle et al. Are filing a lawsuit, and here are the 5 things, your legal rights and options in the settlement. Here are the 5 things that you can do. You can submit a claim form, which is how you're going to get a settlement payment. You can exclude yourself, which means you get no settlement payment, but this apparently is the only option that allows you to ever be a part of any other lawsuit against the defendants about the legal claims in this case. So if for some reason you don't want a settlement, but you still want to be a part of the lawsuit against Mofi, you can exclude yourself. You can object and write to the court about why you do not like the settlement, okay? You can go to a hearing, which I'm not going to do because I believe the law firm is in Seattle. Well, this is coming from New York, but in the back, I believe it said the law firm's from Seattle, which is weird because Music Direct is in Chicago. So whatever, who knows? And then you can do nothing, which is you're giving up your payment and giving up your rights. This is probably the action I'm going to take. Now, that is not an opinion on what is happening or what you should do. For me, I didn't get burned as bad as some people did. I only have a couple of one-steps. I have solo over their other records, but is it worth it to me to get a couple of bucks? Because in the end, that's what's going to happen. I was accidentally a part of a class action lawsuit once. I don't remember signing up. I don't remember replying. I don't remember doing anything. And this was years ago. This was in the early, mid 2000s. And I don't remember who the lawsuit was for. It was a big company. It was like Apple. It wasn't Apple, but it was a big conglomerate like that. And I think I ended up with a check for $22 or $23 or something silly. It was really low. And I remember hearing later on that the settlement was for millions of dollars. If that happens here, if they sue for millions of dollars and Mofi lose and they end up having to pay, what you're going to get is going to be nothing. In my experience, I'm not a legal representative. I can't give you legal advice, but I don't know. For me, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze because I just don't know that I care enough. Time heals all wounds. Am I still disappointed? I really am. I talked to some of the Mofi people at the last hi-fi convention I went to, Expona in Chicago, and man, they were embarrassed as could be, the ones that I talked to. It's a big black eye for them, and that's not an excuse, and it doesn't mean they should get off the hook. And if you want to file, you should. But there were a couple of things that I wanted to read. What is this case about? The plaintiffs allege that the defendant's marketing and promotion of Mofi's original master recordings and the Ultra Disc One Steps series of vinyl records relied on false and misleading claims that the records were produced with an analog-only method. That's the truth of it, and that is the problem. The plaintiffs allege that, in reality, certain of the Mofi records, namely the applicable records, used a direct stream digital or DSD transfer step in the mastering chain, and we know that happened, and that's why everyone is so pissed. Plaintiffs allege that by misrepresenting the source and the provenance of the applicable records, they were deceived. This I found mildly interesting. The defendants deny all such allegations and any liability or wrongdoing. I would like to think that they're doing that because their lawyers told them they have to. Because I think they know they f***ed up. Everybody knows this is what happened. There's factual proof. They're not going to walk away from this. Something is going to happen, and it looks like it might be financial litigation. Clearly, somebody's going to pay. But are they denying this because they truly believe they didn't do any wrongdoing? Do they really believe that, okay, we didn't misrepresent? I'm not saying the product was bad, because it's not. The one steps I have still sound great. I listen to them. I freaking love them. I still don't want to pay what they're asking now because I think they're overcharging. Now that we know they're using DSD in the mastering, I think they're overcharging for what they're giving us. But to say that they're not liable or they didn't do anything wrong, if they didn't do that at the behest of their lawyers, that actually kind of fires me up again and gets me a little pissed off. So I'm not gonna dig too deeply into it though, because I don't know. I kind of want to let this lie. I'm exhausted with it because it just was such a lousy thing for so many people, and it really kind of breaks my heart. It's one of those things that it's like a bad relationship. I'd rather just put it behind me and walk away, because right now I'm not buying anything from Mofi as far as records. In the future, maybe we'll see. But also, the completed claim forms and proof of your purchases must be uploaded to the settlement website, emailed or postmarked by September 21st, 2023. That's this year. So if you want to do this, you only have a limited amount of time. So if you did not get an email, if you did not get this letter, go look it up. The court is the clerk of the court, U.S. District Court, 700 Stewart Suite, Suite 2310, Seattle, Washington, 98101. You can play that back if I talked too fast. And class counsel, Badgley Mullins Turner, 19929, Ballinger Way, Northeast, Suite 200, Seattle, Washington, 98155. So if you haven't heard from them and you want to, or you would like to make a claim, that's who you want to contact. Here is the form. You have to have proof of ownership. I just quickly glanced at this because, again, I'm not going to do anything with it, but applicable record and artist title. So they have 5 records here, the catalog number, and then stamped or handwritten number. Then it's got a couple more pages to do the same thing. So it goes up to 10 records here. And so that's proof of ownership. Then they have proof of purchase. So apparently you are to provide proof of purchase somehow. What if I don't know. But anyway, up to 10 records there. And then if you purchased applicable records from a retail merchant other than Mofi or Music Direct, you're to use the second section. So they're allotting you up to 10 records. I would imagine that if you wanted to add additional records, if you, let's say you had 20 records all within this time period, add additional sheets would be my guess. Type of settlement payment. Okay, so they're saying what you would like: return or a refund, 5% payment, 10% coupon. I mean, if you can get a full return, why would you want a 5% payment? Because I'm telling you right now, well, and again, not legal advice, there's no way you're going to get more than $100 from a class action lawsuit. I can't see that happening. I could be wrong, but apparently you can ask for a return or a refund, which is what I would do. A 5% payment of the settlement is what I'm guessing, and then or a 10% coupon, which doesn't make any sense at all. But this is what you can do. If you want to contact them, go right ahead and do that. What I want to know is, are you going to be litigious with them? Are you mad enough that you are going to go ahead and sign up and file with this class action lawsuit because Mofi pissed you off and they deserve to pay? I see both sides of it. I really do. Mofi can't walk away with this scot-free. And they haven't. They've taken a huge hit to their sales. That I do know for sure. Is that enough? Are you over this? I personally, like I said, it still lingers. I haven't just forgotten it and say everything is fine now. I just don't really have the energy. There are so many other things. And does it take a lot of effort to do this? Probably not, but I just don't care enough to do it. So I'm not going to, but I would love to hear from you. And what are you guys going to do? And if you're going to send me anything to my P.O. Box, please include a note so I can say thank you, so everybody knows how awesome you are. Because this record right now, first thing is got to be clean before you put it in the record pipe. I'm going to go clean this record. I'm going to flatten this record, and then I'm going to listen to this record. And I'm going to thank you guys for watching. Thanks to my Patreons for making this possible. Go visit dearbornmusic.net, and I look forward to next time.